Today is Christmas 2023. It is a good time to reflect, be with family, and let me bring you a special message, a special Christmas message that applies to everybody, Christians and otherwise. A life lesson that comes from the life of Christ, whether you choose to accept it as which. It is very instructive to consider what I've got to tell you today about this message. This is a message that should impact all of us. I often, on this channel, talk against hatred and the poison of hatred, what it does to us as human beings, what it does to the society. But there's another poison that predates hatred. It is a poison of pride. Now, pride can be a good thing to, if contained and well-mannered and managed, such as pride in your children, your grandchildren. That is a good thing, to be able to appreciate what your loved ones and your family does. Now, it also might be, a sense of job well done, but it can be taken, is way too often taken, far too far. As we know, in the case of the Bible, the angel of light, Lucifer, is also known as Satan and the devil. His great sin was he became too proud because he was too beautiful. And it led to his downfall, as it leads to the downfall of many. Now, what's the answer to that? Humility. And humility is the lesson of this video. Jesus Christ, his birthday is often celebrated here on Christmas Day. Now, that's a very debatable origin, but that's one that's often recognized in the Christian community. So, the thing about his birthday, the birth of Jesus Christ, was he was born in a manger. What's a manger? Well, it's what you feed animals in. It's what you put the hay in. It's what the cows and the horses eat out of. In a barn. A manger in a barn full of barn animals. And this barn was allegedly basically in a cave. So it was a cave and a barn all at once. And it had, like I say, barn animals, probably barn manure inside. It was anything but luxurious. It was nothing that would smack of elitism. It was as humble a beginning as one might have, especially for the King of the Jews, for the Lord of hosts, for the Lord of a great religion of mankind today with 2 million members. That began in a manger, in a barn, in a cave. Think about that. Humility. Humility is the answer to pride. Humility is the answer to a lot of evil. If you're humble, you are setting your perspective. What did Jesus do? He often would even wash the feet of his disciples. Of course, some people came and washed his feet too, as we know. That was a sign of humility. It was a sign of giving, of service. Even Jesus would provide service of the humblest form for his followers. That says a lot about him. That says a lot. Whether you agree with him or not, or do you believe in him or not? The message is powerful. The message is something worth considering. Now, this is not a religious channel. I've never meant this channel as a religious channel. But I do think that the message there has meaning in our time of troubles. In addition to my message, I often give you people to go out and share your love light in the world, that this message of humbleness is something we should all take to heart, something we should all consider. Take this from a rocket scientist. I worked my whole career in aerospace, rocketry. In college, I was always one of the top 3 scores in any class I took. That kind of worked my sense there for a little bit. Maybe a little bit too proud for a bit, but the universe, God, always had a way of bringing me back to some degree of humbleness. I'm sitting down here in the street, the community here, and near Planet Houston, for those of you that know what I'm talking about. So there's some traffic here, so pardon me for that. I'm trying not to disturb my kids, grandkids in the house with this video. But the situation is that our world is very troubled today. We talk about peace on earth. We're really in an age of war on earth. And it's not a good thing where we're at. Turn around where the sun's facing into my face. So that's what I want you to consider. That Jesus also associated with the people in this society that were the most hated. The people in this society that were downtrodden, or just the regular professions. What was his profession? Carpenter. Who did he choose? Some of his followers he chose. We don't know the professions of most of his disciples, but some of them were fishermen. And Matthew is believed to have been a tax collector. Now, tax collectors were the most hated people in all of Judea. That was the name of the country that Jesus lived in. Not Israel, it was Judea. They were Jews of Judea. I guess it was named Israel for popularity when it was recreated back in 1947. But Judea is the name of the nation. But all that aside, and whatever the case is for what was named what, I don't know. But who am I? I'm just a measly little rocket scientist. See what I'm saying about humility? Life has to humble you. And you've got to be able to take it in stride. I learned a lot of stuff from a lot of people who are just everyday folks. A lot. You know, being everyday folks, that's the kind of folks he's associated with. That's what he strove for. And even, like I said, the most hated. So, why would he do that? Well, for one, that was also a lesson to us. That there's hope for everybody. No matter if you're hated or unpopular. No matter if you're a leper. No matter what your station in life. There's one unforgivable sin in the Bible, to my knowledge. It has to do with blasphemy of the Holy Ghost. Other than that, just about anything, even the worst of things, can be redeemed. And a case in point for that was the biggest spreader of the religion of Christianity, what became Christianity, which started out as a sect of Judaism, wasn't from nonetheless, then Saul, who became Paul, a Pharisee. Now you might remember that Jesus called the Pharisees a den of vipers, right? And yet the one who was persecuting Christians, who some think actually personally offed the disciple Stephen, became the biggest spreader of Christianity ever. Jesus, according to Paul, appealed directly to him, and he got to him. It changed him. Paul was a Pharisee. His profession was probably along the lines of what Pharisees do, but he was also a tent maker. That's fairly, that's a fair, profession, a common trade. So there are many things to bear. At least that's my understanding. I'm not a guy who's, I'm not a studied guy of the Bible, guys. But here's the thing. I just want y'all to understand that humbleness can be the key to a better life. Humbleness is a key to peace on earth. That's what we strive for in this season. So just keep that in mind. Peace on earth has origins in humbleness. And humbleness is the answer to a lot of the sins in the world today. Humbleness and love. So, as I've often said, as light dispels dark, love dispels hate. Go out and shine your love light in the world. Go out and take this season to reach out to people around you, to reach out to your friends and family. If anybody's left alone in this holiday season, see if you can reach out to them. Offer them dinner or just some friendship. If you are alone, then just bear that in mind, that even the people that are most hated in society